Hey guys, welcome to another Dark Avenger comic book review. You guys know me, I'm Chris. You guys know Joe and Amber, my friends who are here doing comic book review work with me. And you guys also know Mike, my cameraman, who is showing off his new Spiderman hat.
Yeah, awesome.
For the win. Yeah.
Yeah, now I can take the camera back and be the cameraman. And anyway, the comics we are discussing this week were released on March 30th, the last week of March 2011. And before we get into it,
you gotta have his reps.
Damn right. Okay, not too many this week. A lot of Marvel, a lot of DC, only one independent, and that's the one I hold in my hand. Next week ends Infestation. Next week also begins Fear itself. And there's also, let's get into the news real quick. There's also another mini-series starting that's going to cross over between 3 other superhero annual. The next one starts with Amazing Spider-Man, and it continues in Hulk, and I can't remember the third one. Hulk and somebody. So what I might do is I might stop the X-Men one, because that chibi artwork was shitty. I already ordered the Spider-Man one. It's the Hulk and I can't believe, I'll remember when I get off of this. When I get off here, I'll remember. But anyway, I'm getting that annual, the 3-part series. I doubt I'm going to follow the X-Men one if the same artist is there, because that was just a terrible, it was a terrible first part. I'm sorry, you guys don't have to agree with me. Like I said, to each his own. You know, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with everything I say. But in my opinion, I'm wasting money, and I don't want to waste money. So I probably won't get the other 2 annuals, most likely. Also this week, Captain America's 70th anniversary comic came out. I did not get it this week. I wasn't going to get it at all, but it turns out I accidentally stuck it in next week's bunch.
Accidentally?
No, it really was an accident.
Really?
I seriously, I put it in my cart, and then I changed my mind, and I thought I deleted it, and then when I ordered my comics, I was wondering why it was $5.
I did that once with Amazon.
Yeah. So I'm actually getting that, and then there are 2 annuals next week, and there's another giant, 80-page giant. And yeah, there's a lot of annuals next week. It's very short, but it's more annuals. So anyway, let's get into this week's comic books. The Traveler #5. Now we're on, in my opinion, the 2nd story arc. Now everything's gone down. The first 2 pages catches you up if you didn't read the first 4 issues. And then we get into, it turns out now, he lost everything now. He's now the Traveler completely. And he keeps getting sucked back into the same place over and over again. And it's because his girlfriend is, I forgot, but he has one friend left, his friend Nate. And the Traveler goes to Nate and looks for him for help. And of course, Abris, who was Ronald, not Ronald, he was the guy that killed Nicola's girlfriend's, Julius. Ronald is the Traveler. Julius becomes, see, it gives you a rundown on the first page of everything that's gone on. And
you gotta really follow that to keep up.
Abris, yeah, basically Abris is the one that killed Abris finds out that he's looking for Nicole, and he decides he's gonna stop the Traveler, so he sends mutants to stop him.
Julius Caesar?
No, and
I don't think so.
The mutants get in the way, and they have this weird traveling gun. Like instead of it killing people, it sends them.
Time travel?
Instead of killing people, it sends them to different timelines.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And then Ronald finds this out, or the Traveler finds this out, and he shoots himself and sends him off to where Nate was sent. But it turns out Nate was shot anyway.
Oh,
spoiler.
Okay.
And then basically it's left off. He zapped himself out from there, and he's left floating into space, and he's not alone. To be continued.
So you don't know what time.
Really good. No, you don't know what time he's in anymore. I don't even know if it's a time. It's not. It's more along the lines of a where, not a when this time, in my opinion.
It's like a time warp, sort of.
Sort of. You could say that. There's weird aliens and cowboys everywhere. Really interesting. Traveler, Stan Lee's 3 story arcs. Really, really awesome. They're going great. What?
Cowboys?
Yes, there's a cowboy.
There's cowboys. They went back to the Western.
No, they didn't go back to the Western days. There's also, you said Caesar. There's actually and there's an astronaut, and there's just look for yourselves.
Ginormous cockroach thingamajig.
Yeah, so there's tons of different things. There's a cowboy, there's a knight. But anyway, he just zapped himself off into space, and it's to be continued. Really good. I'm loving Stan Lee's 3 stories.
I'm loving it.
He definitely writes intricate, complicated things like to keep you gripped.
Oh, definitely. Stan Lee knows how to write good stories, and it's not Stan Lee, but not
Yes.
Grand Poobah is Stan Lee, as they say, but the writers are Mark Waid, Tom Perry, and Chad Hardin, who do the artwork and the writing. So he's just overseeing it, but the writers are not. It's not all written by Stan Lee, and he's doing an amazing. These stories and their writers are respectively are doing an amazing job. All three. So Stan Lee's just overseeing it. But at the same time, you got to understand there are other writers. This is Mark Waid's work, not Stan Lee.
I'm saying Stan Lee must have had input to get the
writers. Of course, but that's it.
He knows how to go with writers.
Yes, he knows how to pick them very well. Yeah. Okay, we're jumping into Marvel now. The finale of 5 Ronin.
Please tell me the cover's misleading.
The cover is unfortunately not misleading at all.
I don't know. It just doesn't look.
Like I predicted, the story has come now full circle. All the characters are in it. They're all going after the let me see if I can pronounce this word right, and if anybody can help me pronounce it right, and then I can Daimyo, whatever, the Daimyo. He's the head. He's the big, like, kind of like a king thing. So all of them were going after him. The entire all 4 other Ronins were going after him. And it turns out in the end that DeadPool had a vendetta against him because he betrayed DeadPool, or he was supposed to back him up because DeadPool was part of his army, and he was afraid of him because he was a little psycho, so he basically didn't send backup and wanted DeadPool to die, or whatever the guy's name is, because they're all Roman Japanese.
They got heat, but not interesting.
So basically, in the end, DeadPool kills him, and then all the other 4 Ronins, except for the Hulk. The Hulk seems to just be the one that plays as the Hulk. He's just looking for peace. Butterfly looked to kill him. Wolverine looked to kill him because he killed all the rest of his samurai clan, and the Punisher one looked to kill him. So now, and they all meet up in the end, and not all 4 of them meet up, but each one of them has their story, like where they're going from there, and that's where the story concluded. Okay, in a full sum up of the 5 Ronin series, it was a decent story. The artwork was really good, and DeadPool, as I figured, tied into every single one of the 4 other stories. He was in every single other one of the 4 stories.
You like the time they put them in?
No, I'm just saying it's a decent story.
Yeah. Chris, DeadPool wasn't in the butterfly.
Yes, he was. His hat was there, and when he was fighting the however you pronounce his name, whatever, he was talking about all 4 other Ronins. So he witnessed all the stories as we were reading them as well. And basically, in the end, he goes off. Wolverine becomes a wanderer. The Hulk guy's still looking for peace, and all the characters stay the same. And the guy that's the Punisher is still looking. He's waiting for the next war to start, so he could be there to stop it. It's a decent series. Would I say buy the 5 comics? Not really. I would trade paperback this, because you know Marvel's going to trade paperback this. You might as well just wait for the trade paperback. The series is over. Just get the trade. But I'm warning you guys, it has nothing to do with the actual superheroes. It has more to do with the Ronin times.
It's a different story completely almost.
That's a gross.
You gotta like those times.
That's DeadPool. Anyway.
DeadPool?
Yes, it is. You're not going to like reading that, but okay. Cyclops one-shot. And this is not Cyclops from Uncanny X-Men. This is not Cyclops from X-Men.
Oh,
this is Cyclops from First Class. And I'm going to explain to you the difference. And this might actually... I don't believe X-Men First Class is out anymore. I don't believe. But if it is, this comic has got me interested in it. Let me explain to you. I'm going to explain to you. And
remember the old Cyclops?
This is a different... Yes, that's exactly who it is. The artwork is kind of
cool.
great. See, they show the old X-Men
costumes.
The old X-Men. That's why it's called First Class, because it's the original X-Men. Before awesome. Beast became Beast, before Jean Grey became the Phoenix.
So like it's its own series, Cyclops?
I believe it used to be its own series. I remember X-Men First Class.
90s.
Now I don't know if X-Men First Class is still around. That's the problem. I don't know if they kept it or not. So this is basically a Cyclops, a solo story. It turns out that there's not a burglary, but these supervillains come crashing through the coffee shop that he's patronizing at the time. And he goes off to try to figure out what's going on and to stop them. And it's all about him, and basically in the beginning he's talking about how everybody thinks he's uptight, and he is uptight. No matter where, no matter what comic series, no matter what time frame, he's always uptight. He's like the big brother kind of. Even if you don't want him as your big brother, he is your big brother.
But you still got that beam thingy coming out?
Yeah.
Okay, good. They kept that.
But this definitely got me interested in checking out First Class. The artwork was really good. First one-shot from Marvel that I've actually said that about. Really, really good artwork. It was a nice story. No Emma Frost. No nothing.
Thankfully.
Just straight up X-Men. Even Charles Xavier is in this as the leader. This is the X-Men back when they were the X-Men.
Well, Emma Frost wasn't there.
This was a very nice relief. I'm not sure if everybody will agree with me, but this was like a breath of fresh air. This was the breath of fresh air.
Old school people, I think.
Okay, now we're moving into Wolverine territory. We have two books that tie into the same release time as Wolverine. Wolverine number 7. The comic covers have been really eerie, but cool at the same time, not the same as the inside. Now Wolverine is fighting for his soul, and on the outside the X-Men are fighting the demonic Wolverine. Basically, in Wolverine's head now, Wolverine is fighting all the demons that are possessing his body, and they're burning away all his memories and all of his entire his soul and his memories. They're burning away. So he's fighting on the inside of his body to resume control over his body and to destroy the demons, while on the outside the X-Men are trying to fight Wolverine. In the beginning they're trying to just destroy and kill Wolverine off. Then finally Emma Frost, who is a bitch, I swear, read this if you don't know how much of a bitch Emma Frost is. No, the way she talks about the things. Oh, yes, let's have this. She has a very smart attitude. Yeah. The kind of smart attitude that, like, you bitch slap her. If Jean Grey was around, like I said, Phoenix bitch slap would definitely be going on a lot. I wish Emma Frost would go away. She might after Fear itself. But anyway, they end up Emma Frost, Rogue, I'm gonna say Jubilee, and the woman that's been helping Wolverine along all end up going in. Oh, and also Kitty Pryde all go into Wolverine's head to help him out. And I thought this was a very sweet picture. They all go into like the Japanese kind of dresses and stuff like that. It was really sick. And they all go in and they're helping with Wolverine. Well, Emma Frost, I don't care.
See that she rolls
and then the shocker was in the end, and this is a spoiler, so don't look at this if you don't want to be spoiled. But Nightcrawler is inside, who died, remember. Nightcrawler's dead, but inside Wolverine's brain, you know, he's still there because he's a memory. And he knows that Wolverine is not going to win unless one more door is open. And look at what is on the top of that door. We all know what symbol that is. Phoenix.
What?
Nightcrawler opens the Phoenix door in Wolverine's mind, and it's to be concluded next week.
That's cool.
Next month. I'm glad. I've got to admit, this is a great story. I didn't like Wolverine in Hell. This is better. I'm not lying. It's a follow-up to that, but I'm hoping after this storyline, they completely go into a different story. Like, I don't want it to go from one story to the other, like all of them interlock. You know, you need a little reprieve where this is the next story. It has nothing to do with the story before it. It's a new chapter. Sure. This is taking place directly after Wolverine got out of Hell. So now it's like, all right, let's have him fight for his body. When he gets his body back, let's move on to a different story or a different, goal or main idea. Let's not stick to the same thing here. Or they might do it for 12 issues and then they might move off of it. But I hope they don't do that because I really do want to see Wolverine doing Wolverine's things. I don't want to see him just fighting. I don't want to only see him fighting for his body and his mind and his soul. I want to see him fighting other people. Doing other things.
They're getting there.
Bring the Wendigo back. I'd love to see Wolverine versus Wendigo, or Sabretooth, or somebody. Because Sabretooth will come back.
Yeah.
Now this Amber read and I read too because this is the big collision here. Collision Part 1, X-23 number 8. It starts off with X-23 arriving at Magapur? How do you pronounce this island? Magapur, what do you say? Mangapur, whatever.
Mangapur, something.
And we all know what's been going on from Dawkins, Dark Wolverine. Basically, Dawkins is taking complete control. And X-23 is there to confront Dawkins, and she's also there to confront a man, Malcolm, I can't remember his last name, Malcolm Colcord, who's been he's been trying to create a new Weapon X program. So he's abducting children and experimenting on them. So
that part
she's
kind
there.
of made me really sick to my stomach.
Yes, but she's there to try to stop him. But at the same time, she's there also now to stop Dawkins. And Tiger actually meets up with Gambit and everybody. They have a nice little hug and nice seeing you again kind of moment. And I love that one part where Gambit jumps off the roof. And she's fine, but he goes, "Oh, my legs." She's like, "Maybe it's because you're getting old." And he's like, "What?" Be
No,
still.
he turns around first and says, he says, "I thought I was a 16-year-old child with, what was it, a healing factor."
Oh, if I was that, then it wouldn't hurt so much.
I don't think he even said if it hurt so much. Can I?
No.
Chris.
I'm the one that brought it up. I will be the one to read it. It was funny, that's why I'm saying it.
But in return,
My bones, I just jumped off a building. Apparently I think I'm a 16-year-old girl with a healing she says, "Are you hurt? I just jumped off a building. Apparently I think I'm a 16-year-old girl with a healing factor. Instead you're just old?" Wait, that's a joke, right?
And then he said, "Be still, my heart."
Yeah. So
He
I
said,
thought that
"Is
was
that a joke?" It was quite funny.
the chemistry between Gambit and X-23 is hilarious. It's great.
It's quite funny though.
So then finally, Tiger says, "Are you good at acting?" And I think this whole act, the next part of it was an act where Gambit and X-23 show up at her office to talk about Malcolm Colcord, and she basically shushes them away. And then in the end, Dawkins comes out from behind one of the mirrors, which was obviously
In a closet.
No, it looked like a mirror to me.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, it looked like a mirror. It could have been a closet. Whatever,
It was a
he came
hiding
out of it.
space.
Yeah, hiding
It's your
space.
imagination.
And he's intrigued by X-23's appearance and everything, and basically he confronts her, and then the whole rest of the comic is an all-out fight. Amazing.
Him
and
saying he's nothing like Wolverine, and she's saying, you know, I'm actually out of his blood.
Yeah, so they're just...
Your blood too, and he's like, I'm nothing like you. So
yeah, and then they fought.
completely different.
It was hilarious. And then they both fell off a building. The artwork, once again, is beautifully, beautifully done in X-23.
The last line was hilarious. Now, where were we? That's
Yeah,
right
and it's
after
to be
they fall off the building.
Collision Part
She's
2.
covered in blood across the face, and it's quite funny.
Thank you. Collision Part 2 is going to be in Dark Wolverine. Can't wait. Cannot wait. This is good. This is a good first part. This is amazing. X-23 has definitely redeemed itself in my mind. I'm going to read the next story in X-23 when the collision finishes and it moves on again, because X-23 has definitely redeemed itself in artwork, and it's redeemed itself in story.
I really like that cover. So
It's a sick cover.
And that cover I meant actually too.
This one is amazing
Yeah.
too. We're going now into the book of the week from Marvel, quite possibly the book of the week in general. No, there's a competitor in DC, so we'll say book of the week from Marvel. The Amazing Spider-Man 657. This is all about the Fantastic Four, this comic. All about the Fantastic Four. And Spider-Man shows up at the Baxter Building, and he talks to Sue Storm and Reed. And the thing about, they reminisce. The whole book, the whole beginning and middle is about reminiscing times where it was the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, or the Human Torch and Spider-Man team-ups, basically. Each one of the Fantastic Four have a memory, including Spider-Man. And then in the end they find a secret message which Johnny Storm left for Pete specifically. And in the message, he basically says, "I'm giving you the best thing in the world. I'm giving you my spot on the team. Everybody on the team loves you. And I'm sure and we all want you on the team. He'll get basically, that's the best thing he can give him." And I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna show you first, Joe, and then I'm gonna show Mike the covers for the next 3 issues.
Whoa.
This cover especially, I love it. I'm gonna get 2 covers. I'm going to get 2 covers of the next one. The next 3 issues are all FF related. So it's all about Spider-Man joining the FF. So this issue basically took place right before FF number 1. And then FF number 1 happened, and then I guess it comes back here for the next story in Amazing Spider-Man. But I'm looking forward to, I can't wait for that next cover for Amazing. I'm getting 2. Absolutely getting 2.
Alternate, so getting both.
I don't know. What do you guys think? By the way, here's a question for you guys. What?
I guess ask them if they should get both covers, you mean?
No. I was going to ask them, what do you guys think of the FF costume for Spider-Man? By the way, for those of you wondering, I'm sporting my Midtown exclusive FF shirt, It's opposite colors from the actual FF costumes. There are sites that are selling the white shirts with each of the octagons missing. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's think. Black shirt doesn't get dirty as fast as a white shirt. Also, as opposed to having each one of these, that means you got to buy 3 shirts at least. I'd rather just have a flat black with the symbol. I'd rather just have the symbol, period.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I think they should have put like opposite facing Fs, because this does not look like Fantastic Four at all.
It isn't. It's Future Foundation.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't look like it stands for anything. It looks, in my opinion, ridiculous.
That's why you read other comics.
It doesn't symbolize Fantastic Four at all. Or the Fantastic Three, or whatever. It's 3 symbols for
Future Foundation.
It doesn't matter. I don't care what the fuck they're called anymore.
Okay.
What I'm saying is it's 3 symbols for 4 people.
Spider-Man doesn't use the symbol. He uses a white costume with a spider on it.
I know that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this doesn't represent it at all.
This is the symbol they chose. You have a
Right.
problem? Complain to Marvel. They're watching. Tell them.
I think it sucks, and you need to figure out how to put the F's on it.
Well, I was telling them alright. I'm not saying nothing.
Moving along. Action Comics $8.99. Thank you, God. Superman's coming back. Brainiac versus Lex Luthor. The whole quest finally comes to like all the missing pieces and all the issues, all the things get answered here. And Lex Luthor basically was a step ahead of everybody. Mr. Mind, Brainiac, everyone. He was basically ahead of everybody in the end. And he knew that opening up the portal wouldn't give like the Black Rings were this entity in the Phantom Zone was attracted to the Black Lanterns because he wanted to destroy it, and then he wanted to destroy all human life because humans have emotions. So, in the end, Lex Luthor ends up absorbing the monster and becomes the monster too. And the robot Lois dies. Next issue, Superman comes back. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Because this story, no offense, the covers look interesting, but...
Yeah, but we know covers can be misleading.
900 is going to be good, and 901, etc., down the line. Now, an annual, which kind of was a little bit pissed me off a little bit. One shot, Jimmy Olsen. What pissed me off about this, I'm going to be honest, the whole first 20 pages are, remember I told you there was a second story in here, a secondary story with Jimmy Olsen? Well, it turns out all those little pieces, all those little secondary stories are reprinted in here before you get the last 2 stories. So it's very thick, yeah, but I'm going to be honest, let's examine this book a minute. Okay, it's very thick, yeah, but this is all we read. We read this, we read this, we read this. Yep, we read this, we read that, and we read this. So all of this we've read, and all of this we didn't read. I'd say it's actually an even amount. No, it's still a little smaller. So basically you have this much a book that you haven't read yet. Not too much, about 2 stories. 2-3 stories. I liked it. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. In the end, it's really good. I don't know why AOL Comic Alliance said it's one of the top 10 best comics of 2010.
What?
It says it right at the top. One of the best comics in 2010.
Their opinion?
No offense. Who the fuck is AOL's Comic Alliance? Since when does AOL have a comic book alliance?
AOL.
AOL's Comic Alliance.
I thought AOL went out. American Online, seriously.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now, if this said IGN, if this said Pete's Basement,
anything.
if this said something, CBR, not even IGN, if this said CBR.
I don't know. It's just false advertisement, I say there.
It was good. Don't get me wrong. I would say if you're a huge Superman fan like me and you like Jimmy Olsen, absolutely pick this up. It also has Chloe in it. Chloe's in this book, in this series. But it's not comic book of the year. That's 2010. That's when Blackest Night ended. Maybe top 10 is in it was one of the top 10, meaning it was number 10. But that's even a stretch.
I don't know. It's like American Online went out.
I'm being honest. This is like slapping the face of DC Comics. As if this was the top 10. What were the other 9? Because that means that all the other comics basically suck.
Go on America
They were
Online.
worse.
Comic,
How could you be worse than Jimmy Olsen? How could you be worse? I gotta go on AOL now. I gotta find
You're
it
right,
because I want to know what could be worse than Jimmy Olsen other than Superman. Okay, I understand Superman has been bad the past 2-3 years, but I mean, how could you be worse than Jimmy Olsen?
You say AOL. That's
I'm
all I'm
worried.
gonna say.
That yeah, I'm sorry. I can't take credibility from
Can't take it
AOL.
seriously.
I can't. No, they shouldn't have posted that at all. They should have just erased that and let it be the
comical.
sky. I think it was a great comic. If you have the extra money and like I said, you like Jimmy Olsen, it was a very good story. Check it out. If not, it was not top 10. I'm sorry. Moving along, part 3 of the War of the Green Lanterns, Green Lantern Emerald Warrior 8. Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan duke it out. Finally, they fight it out, and it turns out the rings have influence. The ring has influence over both of them because of Parallax. Parallax is now back in the battery, corrupting all the Green Lantern rings. The only reason it doesn't affect Hal Jordan, Kal Gantha, John Stewart, or Kilowog is because they were all possessed by Parallax before, so they have a little bit of a immunity built up to him. But the ring still can sort of contaminate them, which causes the fight between Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner. In the end, basically, they do what Kyle Rayner and John Stewart did in Green Lantern Corps. They take their rings off and they don't put them back on. And now then Hal Jordan says, "How do we save the Corps?" And then Guy Gardner says, "Yeah, oh, is that all?" And it's to be continued again in Green Lantern 65. Yeah, the fight was amazing. I'll show a few. Like here, this is the scene everybody's been waiting for. The top box is what everybody's been waiting to see. Hal Jordan just punching the crap out of Guy Gardner. The fight was a huge duke out. The artwork was amazing for this. It was like...
This was a good job. It was worth the wait. Then.
It was absolutely worth the wait. So now the question is, what are they going to do from here? What's going to happen with Green Lantern? And now Hal Jordan's also looking for all the others that disappeared now. Atrocitus, Sinestro, Carol, everybody else. So what's going to happen next? I'm hooked. I want to know what's going to happen next now. I don't even want to wait like a week or 2 weeks for the next one. No, because it's literally up in the air.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen next. All we know is Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan are now not wearing their rings. So how are they going to even get off the planet?
Yeah, I could revamp that whole comic, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And Mike, 29?
I'm 27.
We're going to go through this fast. Teen Titans 93, beautiful artwork. Introduces a new character, Solstice. Everybody's talking about the team. It's like, this is a jump on the point right here. Absolutely. I would absolutely say if you want to jump on the Teen Titans, here it is. Everybody in the team is talking about their experience with the team. Red Robin is now the leader again. Turns out Cassie wasn't going to break up with Superboy, it looks like, because she relinquished her leadership of the Teen Titans. And Red Robin basically is now leader again, and it's good to have Tim back on the team because everybody loves Tim. And anyway, they go off to try to find Solstice's parents, and that's the whole goal of this book. And in the end, Wonder Girl disappears with her mom because 2 demons, I can't pronounce the names, not going to try, take them away. So now the Teen Titans have to rescue Wonder Girl and her mom
Wonder Girl
and Solstice's...
and Chris laughed.
I only laughed because she didn't show up for Connor's race, and she's been acting such a bitchy person lately. So I'm sorry to cut Teen Titans short. Amazing artwork, awesome story. I would absolutely recommend it. So Teen Titans 93, absolutely recommend it. Check it out, buy it. It was awesome, perfect jump on point. Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 8, awesome, check it out. Jimmy Olsen, one shot, good. It's not comic top 10. Action Comics 899, I can't wait for 900. Amazing Spiderman 657 is awesome. 5 Ronin, it was an okay series, up to you. X-23 versus Dak at X-23-8, awesome. Wolverine number 7, great. Cyclops one shot, finally a good Cyclops book. And finally the Traveler number 5. Awesome, awesome comics this week. Sorry I was very short with this, but we have to run because the bad time is about to run out. But it's great storyline, great artwork, jump on friendly. Book of the week, tied with this book. Anyway guys, we will see you next week for another Dark Avengers comic book review. Have a great weekend, guys.
Grease and chicken grease, guys.
I'm waiting for that. Alright, later everyone.
Bye.